Fafa, obviously a big game for you guys tomorrow against a big opponent. What's the mood like going into it, knowing you guys are undefeated through the group stage, exceeded all expectations, but knowing the level of the opposition tomorrow?
Yeah, I think we're all excited, first off, to play in a game like this. At the same time, we know what the outside noise is, but we just focus on ourselves. And the game is won in 90-plus minutes, so the most important thing is to fight, be there as teammates, and it's going to take more than just, obviously, talent and the smaller things. It's going to take a lot bigger of an effort, but we believe in ourselves fully, and our staff does as well, so ready to go.
Fafa, from the outside, everyone would say, and rightly so, that you guys have already accomplished more than anyone expected going into this tournament. You reached the round of 16. Would you be satisfied with the round of 16? You know, do you guys now have different goals after reaching the objective of coming out of the group? How do you guys see it? From the outside, it's like, well, they already reached round of 16. That's as best as they probably would have done. How do you guys see it?
Yeah, again, I think within our group, obviously once you get out of the group stage, the next goal is just to win. Like I said, now it's knockouts, so anything can happen anywhere, and on both sides of the bracket. So the important thing is first to show up to the game, fight through the 90-plus minutes, and try to bring out a win. And I think obviously if we do get a win, then we'll be happy and look towards the next one to be happy again.
I want to ask one follow-up. Why do you think the team is playing, and it is playing better, much better than it was when you were losing to Vancouver and Minnesota, that bad stretch? What has changed?
I think it could come down to gelling. It's also a winner-die competition, so I think guys are just rising to the occasion, also understanding what we have to do even more. As time goes on, I think that's only going to get better, so we're a little deeper into the season right now, and I think this tournament is also helping us understand each other even more.
Fafa, est-ce que tu as pu discuter avec, just talk a little bit about, there's been a lot of mixed opinions about this tournament as a whole. What's the value being as an MLS player, as for an MLS team? And is this the biggest game an MLS team has played?
Yeah, I'd say it is. From our point of view, it's been a great tournament, not only to play in but also to watch. There's a lot of different styles of play, and it's been interesting to see how different teams compete against different styles. And even us, we've gotten to compete against an Egyptian team, Portuguese and Brazilian, so now we get a French team, obviously European champions, but it's another opportunity to play against a different style, which is amazing.
Speaking of the styles,
Avec Lionel Messi, un peu comment il se sent avant de retrouver son ancien club?
Non, pas trop. Ce qu'on sait, c'est demain ça va être un grand match, et on est prêt à l'appuyer et être là pour lui.
Est-ce que c'est une équipe, le PSG est une équipe qui t'impressionne? Tu as dû les voir jouer en Champions League. Voilà, qu'est-ce que tu ressens à propos de cette équipe du PSG?
Non, évidemment, c'est une équipe très forte. Ils ont gagné les Champions, donc on sait le niveau qu'ils ont. Et en même temps, les matchs, ça se gagne dans 90 minutes, donc on va tout donner pour remporter la victoire.
Fafa, you guys are obviously in MLS the favorites, right? You guys have possession, you guys are expected to win. In this competition, that hasn't necessarily been the case. Does that free you guys up a little bit more when you're on the field, not having that role or that responsibility of favorites?
I think you just take every game how it comes. Obviously, I wouldn't say nobody, but a lot of people don't expect us to do, or wouldn't have expected us to do as well as we have. And I think the same thing applies tomorrow. So more than wanting to prove people wrong, we just want to prove ourselves right and work as a group. So
in terms of
PSG is going to put a lot of pressure on you guys from the start of the match, right at the final whistle. How do you manage that pressure and use it to help get your team forward in the match?
I think same things we've been doing. Again, it goes past just tactics, and it goes past just understanding of the game. It's going to come down to a lot of heart, a lot of will, and again, being there for your teammates. Sometimes it's going to be plays out of people's roles, but you just got to make it happen, and that's how you win big games.
In terms of the emotion of this game, especially just with the outside noise and everything, how do you balance the emotion of going in and wanting to play your best and play with that heart, but also keep the emotion balanced when you're going up against a really hard-sided PSG, especially in the match when emotions can get really high around the 16 match?
Yeah, at the end of the day, it is just a game, and you have to kind of freeze that outside noise and do the same things we do. We're all in good vibes and a good feeling within the group, and I think that's important for us to maintain that in going into the tomorrow's match.
In terms of styles, obviously you guys are a possession-based team in MLS. That hasn't necessarily been the case in these 3 games. You guys have had your moments, but not necessarily been the team that we see in MLS that just dictates the tempo in the entire 90 minutes. Does tomorrow's game against an opponent of that level, do you guys feel like you can have moments in possession where you can attack them, or is it more of a counterattack game, given that they're obviously your champions of Europe?
Yeah, I think as much as they're a good possessing team, I think we have players that will be able to possess the game as well, and we also have some choppers and some dogs that will get the dirty work done. So it's going to come down to doing both. Again, it's a full game, and we have to play both sides of the ball.
Last one from me is Leo. How did you see him this week? It was his birthday the other day. Obviously, he's playing against his former team. He has said publicly in interviews that it wasn't the happiest moment in his career. Have you seen him during the course of the week leading up to this match?
He looked great. With the ball, he's looking younger than ever. So we're excited to see what happens tomorrow, and we know he'll do everything he's always shown to be great at, and we're here for him, and we're gonna support him on the pitch.
With the way PSG plays, though, how are some of the ways that you guys are going to exploit them, especially in the moments tomorrow in the match?
I think it's going to depend on how the match opens. Obviously, we've gone through our tactics and the study of the game, but depending on how they show up tomorrow and how we do it, things can open up, and those are the points we're going to have to attack.
How important is it for you guys to get a strong start tomorrow, maybe find a goal early in the first 15?
It's important, but the game's won over 90 plus, so if things do go sour in the beginning, we do know that we have to keep a cool head and focus on our group and knowing that we can come out of it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Is Fafa due for a goal after that missed chance?
Ojalá.